questions in English, 5 minutes on the clock, and a native speaking English teacher. Welcome to 5 Minute Friday. Hi everyone, my name is Chris. Welcome to 5 Minute Friday, the series of videos where I answer your questions about learning English. Anything at all in relation to English. I put all your questions that you give me into this bag and I put 5 minutes onto my timer and I try and answer your questions as best I can. So let's get straight into it with question number 1. Question number 1 is, my telephone says travelled with 2 L's is correct English. My computer says travelled with 1 L is correct English. Which is correct? Wow, what a great question. Surprisingly, both your telephone and your computer are correct. It depends how you have set up your software on your telephone and on your computer, because travelled with 2 L's is British English. Okay, so your software is probably set up for British English there, and your other one is set up for American English, which only has 1 L. So they are both correct, but probably if you are in France, I don't know where you are, but if you're in France, I would recommend using British English. That is the one that you normally learn at school, college, lycée, etc. And that is the one that is normally used in France. Okay, British English, 2 L's. Thank you for that question. Let's go on to question number 2. Can you explain the difference between I cut my hair and I had my hair cut? I can explain the difference. They are both cutting your hair, but one is you are doing it and the other one is somebody else is doing it. Let's put those little phrases into a sentence, a complete sentence. Something like, I cut my hair yesterday. Okay, so we'll put a date on there. I cut my hair yesterday. And I had my hair cut yesterday. So they are both at exactly the same time, yesterday, but I cut my hair means I did it myself. I had my hair cut yesterday. A hairdresser cut it for me. My wife cut it for me. My friend, etc. But it was not me. Okay? This is a little phrasing that we call in English to have something done. To have something done. We use the verb have as an auxiliary. And then we put the verb of the sentence into the past participle. That's the third column that we see in irregular verb lists. The third column. To have something done. So in this case, we use the verb cut, which is an irregular verb, and it's in the past, so we have to say had. I had my hair cut yesterday. I could use this in the future also. I am going to have my hair cut. Okay, the future which is planned or organised. I am going to have my hair cut. It could be used in the present continuous, etc., etc. But we use that third column, okay, to have something done. Yeah, that's a common one. Another common one might be I had my house painted. I had my house painted. I did not paint. I paid somebody else, or I asked, very nicely, somebody else to paint my house for me. Okay, so that's the difference with those two. Good question. Let's move on to question number 3. Question number 3. I must write a report and use the past. What is correct? I went to England or I have been to England. Now they are both, again, this is a little bit like our question, our first question today, they are both correct, but it depends on the circumstance here. I went to England. I need to be talking about a specific moment. This is what we call the simple past, the prétérit, and you're talking about a specific moment in the past. So maybe I could say, I went to England in 2015. Okay? Or perhaps we were talking about last week. We were talking last week, blah, 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 blah. And then you could say, I went to England. You don't need to put it into the sentence because we know that we were talking about a specific moment. The other one, I have been to England. This is not telling me, oops, I'll just stop my timer. This is not telling me, stop, there we go. It's not telling me when you went to England. I have been to England means in my past, I went to England, but I did not say when, a date, a time, etc. Maybe I have been many times. I don't know. But when I say I have been to England, it means I went there in the past, but I didn't tell you a date or a time. Another one might be something like, I have eaten snails. I have eaten snails. Snails. I have eaten snails. I had them with garlic sauce. I have eaten snails. I did not say when I ate those snails. Okay? It's sometime in my past. And this is using the present perfect. The have plus the past participle. If I'm talking in the simple past, it has to be an exact time or date. When I was 25 years old, I ate snails. Okay, I'm talking about a specific moment in the past. When I use have plus the past participle, I'm not talking about a specific moment. I'm just talking about something that happened in my past. And talking of the past, we have the time is finished for today. That was some great questions again. Thank you, everybody, for those questions. If you have a question for me for next time, please write it or in the comments below, or maybe on my Facebook page or Instagram or anywhere you like. You can contact me and ask me a question. I love answering questions from you, my viewers. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.